storms. They went down in Dubai shortly before 8 p.m. last night. How did you figure out they were down?
Yeah, so I was in the office working like I do after hours because it's fun for me. So anyways, I was on Instagram.
You were in the office until 8 o'clock last night?
Just writing the script. Anyway, so I go on Instagram and I'm like searching something and it's not working for me. Like Instagram is down on my laptop. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's the Wi-Fi. So I go on my phone and it's down. And then what do you do in these situations? You go on Twitter.
You go on Twitter.
And you search Instagram, down. And it turned out Facebook was down, WhatsApp was down, Instagram was down. How did you find out?
I found out because my boyfriend was sending a WhatsApp and he was like, it's not sending. And I was like, I don't care. And he was like, check your phone. And I was like, fine. I checked my phone and then I was like, I bet it's the Wi-Fi. So then we turned off the Wi-Fi and internet connection still wasn't working. It was like, oh, okay, issue. So my first thing was jump on to Slack, which is our work communication, and see if anyone had said it. And Rich, our boss, he said it. But then it was, my main thing was I assume it's just in the UAE.
Yeah.
But then it goes even further and you realize it's global and you're like, this is a big story. So I was like, okay, I'll write the story, but where am I going to post it? Who's going to read the story?
Instagram post, but oh wait.
Well, I can't put it on Facebook, which would be your biggest one, but you put it and you hope that people find it on Google and then you put it on Twitter and then you add all the GIFs and the memes because Twitter is fantastic for GIFs and memes. And if you want to see the best ones there, we posted some of them today.
So funny.
But you're waiting. I was like rushing to get the story up because I was like, well, it's going to come back immediately.
Yeah.
And I want to get the hits before it comes back. But that was down for 6 hours. What were you doing, Facebook? Thank you, we love you. Give us views.
Okay, so the rumor is that it was a hack. Like if you go online and check it out, it's like express.co.uk reported saying Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram all down. Biggest hack in history? Question mark. So it's an allegation, it's an assumption, so it's not verified. That was a hack.
There will be questions over whether it was hack. There is also there was a massive whistleblower story yesterday with Facebook, so people were like, I wonder if it's connected to that. But at the time, like you go on to Twitter and then you go on to Twitter to check if WhatsApp have tweeted and if Instagram have tweeted, because that's how they communicate. And they all tweeted, they all apologized for the inconvenience, they thanked people for their patience, and then eventually 4 hours later, then they gave a little update. 4 hours? I know in the grand scheme of things, it's a very short amount of time, but 4 hours for billions of people not to be able to communicate, I was absolutely fine, right? No big deal. But for other people, first of all, middle of the day, maybe you're using it as a work tool. Yeah. Maybe you're using this as a lifeline to connect with a loved one abroad. Maybe there's something crazy going on. And it can be quite scary in this day and age because you're thinking, what's going on in the world that I don't know?
That's so true.
So they haven't said why it happened yet, but experts believe the problem was likely because of a misconfiguration on Facebook servers, which stop people accessing Facebook apps and WhatsApp and Instagram, which, as we know, are all Facebook products. Now, back in the day when WhatsApp was a standalone, disconnected, but now they're all under the Facebook umbrella. So if there's an issue with Facebook servers, look, there will be hack allegations. There will be questions over whether it was a 16-year-old, which is what Shahir said this morning. Was it Shahir? It was like, it was a 16-year-old. Yeah. Was it a 16-year-old? It could have been, but experts are saying the likely cause is an issue with the servers.
How did you deal with it? Because I know in this day and age, having internet down and having such major platforms down, it's just like, what do you do with your life now?
I did pick up my phone a lot to open Instagram, and I was like, oh, it's still. And then I like looked at the story highlights. You know, the ones and it's like, oh, well, they haven't loaded, but I'll just go through all the old ones. Still have it. So you have like 2 stories. Then you open it for a little. It's so sad how addictive it is.
It really, yeah. Honestly, I called my mom and I'm like, everything is down. By the way. Yeah, of course. And it's like, everything's down. She's like, oh my God, I thought it was only in India. And I'm like, what is going on here? But it turns out it's international. What's happening, Simran? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's the solar power. You know, like there was supposed to be a solar storm that kind of disconnected internet across the globe for a couple of days. So it's coming up like in a couple of years, I guess. That's what's been predicted by NASA, the solar storm. And I'm like, it's hit early, Mom. It's hit early. It hit early. It's like the solar storm, but it wasn't the solar storm.
What do you aliens? Yeah, you know?
It's about time, honestly. Like, that's all that's left. We've had a pandemic. aliens.
No, that's last is an alien invasion.
Just an alien invasion, honestly. Like, we are ready. I think we're equipped.
We're equipped. We're ready. No, we're not. We clearly didn't know. I was like on Twitter, but then I was like, wait, what if everyone's on TikTok? So I opened TikTok to see if people are talking about it on TikTok. Then I was like, there's also LinkedIn, so I posted a story on LinkedIn as well. Didn't get that many views.
Smart.
Thank you.
Smart.
I tried to do a mailer alert, and then I was like, it's too much. Just go to sleep.
You should have an app alert.
Damn.
Well,
you were in the office. You could have done it.
I didn't know. I didn't even see the update anyway.
You didn't see the update.
On approvals, no. I thought I was ahead of it. I posted on like Showman anyway. But what do we do when there's an alien invasion? Probably call the call center and ask where to go about next. And speaking of call centers,